Welcome to the Galaxy class shipyards, where I have been recreating the Enterprise D in heavy armor here in Space Engineers Beta, which for Xbox Space Engineers is a completely separate game with its own separate cloud storage and whatnot. And you can have up to a million PCU, so that's the real extra thing about Space Engineers Beta is with default Xboxes you get 200,000 PCU when experimental mode is enabled, and then up to 500,000 if you have a Series X. But if you have Space Engineers Beta, you have up to a million PCU. So I can have all these different files and dry docks, which would take up a lot of that 200,000 or 500,000 PCU, and not have to worry about it. So for a long time, I have been recreating my Enterprise D, which I perfected over the course of 500 plus hours of real-time, real work, actually probably way more than that, and over a course of years where I've just gone and evolved the complexity of the sculpt and perfected the proportions and accuracy of my Enterprise D Galaxy class recreation. But it was all originally done in light armor, and I am recreating it here officially in heavy armor. I build all of my designs in heavy armor now, just because light armor is way too fragile, and with modded thrusters or mods that affect the vanilla thruster propulsion and whatnot, heavy armor, is more durable, and you can overcome the weight with modded gyroscopes, or once again mods that are going to affect the actual turn rate and whatnot in the world. So even if your ship could normally never rotate or really move at a nice speed, with mods that affect the world and affect those vanilla blocks, then that changes the whole aspect. I also have all of the actual LCARs and Star Trek images that have been ported over from PC in this world, and they will be used on the Enterprise D and other designs that I do in this shipyard world. That includes control chairs and whatnot. So it's a super awesome edge and whatnot. But yeah, so this is the Enterprise D version 3. I've actually got it decently far. And a big thing about the version 3 design is using modded thrusters and modded gyroscopes and just all sort of modded power functions, so I can have one of the biggest biggest features about the ships and whatnot. Okay, so version 3 is my version 3 designs are doing the ship 100% on the outside, the exterior. That is the ship itself. That is what I do. That is the job that I do and whatnot. But doing them properly on the inside as well. So my Enterprise D is actually the perfect size to fit all 19 warp coils in their specific sculpt and placement inside the nacelle, and then as well as the Bizarre Collector technology and whatnot, the technology that runs from the warp coils into the Bizarre Collector. So you can see on the official version 3 heavy armor reconstruction that those are open, so I can put all of the propulsion and whatnot inside of the warp nacelles themselves, as well as power functions. I'm still figuring it all out. Everything on this model is pretty much hollow. It is filled in, and I'll have to open it up officially, but you can kind of see through the neck and whatnot. Another thing about the version 3 design is taking into consideration how details are from the exterior and how that affects the interior. So there's a very specific design that I did behind the deflector dish. So if you were actually to damage the deflector dish, you would see the sort of technology that runs into the hull, as well as the actual escape pods are panels and have blocks detailed behind them. So it kind of gives it a little bit more than it's just another painted block. There's something actually to it. So those are all considerations I've made. But this is where the Enterprise D is under construction here, as well as Voyager. I started on Voyager one day, wanted to see if I could build it to a size reasonable to still appear small enough to the Galaxy class, because these models are only so large. and whatnot. But yeah, I started whipping together Voyager, and so far I've established the whole hull and warp nacelles and the pylons and whatnot. It's really just the saucer section and the hull sloping from the saucer section that is unestablished yet. The deflector dish, that whole area is going to be done in small grid as a small grid assembly. That's just a general representation of it. So I know when to do it in small grid. I'm designing it in light armor while working out everything, and then the official build for it will be done in heavy armor. But yeah, this has come together really well. It also has rotating pylons and whatnot, so they'll raise up when you go to warp. And I was even able to design the actual hinge joint exactly how it looks. So that's a super awesome thing. And then Voyager still scales quite nicely with the Enterprise D, nowhere near to scale, but reasonably so. Voyager will be considerably smaller than the Galaxy class. I mean, anything is compared to the Galaxy class just because of that massive saucer section. As well, I was able to fit 10, I believe 10, of the warp coils inside. There's actually 19 warp coils as well, but just, you know, what I was able to pull off in large grid, so I was actually able to represent the warp coils in inside of Voyager's nacelles. So this is what the internals are like in the Voyager nacelles as well, and it's just that whole other level of professional recreation and whatnot, and immersiveness, where when you damage the ship, you know, you got a flawlessly perfect exterior model, and then you actually damage the ship and you see the warp nacelles, and it's not like, oh, you know, you break open the warp nacelle and you see ion thrusters and, you know, you see large reactors and stuff. Instead, you're going to see actual warp coils, and that's just, I think, something that a lot of people don't consider when recreating Star Trek ships. It's just a whole other, you know, immersiveness, really. You know, that's gonna make you, you know, feel like you're actually flying a Star Trek ship and whatnot. What you see when you damage it, you know, how does that affect the inside? That's the whole version 3 process, as well as representing as many of the actual hull internal layouts and whatnot. So it's double, if not triple, the amount of work that and time it takes for me to perfect an exterior you know, recreation, and and then, you know, now I'm doing internals as well. So yeah, this is what I've been working on in Space Engineers Beta. Super awesome. You know, so many people have been waiting for my my Galaxy class recreation, and I just have so many other active projects right now, but I did want to share it with you guys. This is what I got going on in this world. It's pretty incredible, and once again, you can see all of it live here on Twitch. If you follow my Twitch, Voyager Gaming and whatnot, you'll be able to experience all of these builds that I do live. Love to share and teach my method. I don't always have the actual chat set up, so if viewers pop by, I can't always reply. Sometimes I just have the chat not set up or whatnot, just so I can focus on my work. But yeah, wanted to share this with you all. That's going to be it for this one. Thank you so much for watching. If you like, please leave a like, subscribe for voiceovers, covers, gaming compilations, and so much more here at Voiceover Gaming. The voiceovers and the covers are in a bit of a pause, just due to my living circumstances. I don't even have a door in my new room. I moved from my apartment in March. I actually was forced out. So, you know, I have a good setup, but just I'm not able to sing and voice act and record that sort of thing as freely as I used to be. So yeah, but this is what I spend all of my time on, for the most part, gaming. Of course, I do other stuff like Halo, GTA, Fortnite, etc. But the largest majority of my time gaming is spent in Space Engineers, doing these professional recreations of Star Trek ships. I absolutely love it. I'm very passionate about my work, and I appreciate anybody who takes interest in what I do, because it takes an immense amount of time and energy and effort and whatnot for me to do this stuff to the quality I do. You know, the standard I say is perfection, recreated exactly how it's supposed to be, how it looks and whatnot. But you know, once again, if you like Star Trek and you like what I'm about, follow me on Twitch. You'll be able to connect with me there, and you know, hang out with me and keep up to date with what I'm working on as well, check out my mod video that will be in the description as well. But I appreciate all of you so much, all of you that have stuck around. Really means a lot. We're gonna reach 1,000 subscribers one day. I'm a patient man. You know, but yeah, that is gonna be it for this one. As always, thanks for watching. I have to see you in the next video or stream. Until then, peace.